in terms of body parts, you know, they're good, but they're not top. Like, you know, face, probably, you know, top 3. Ass, obviously. There's some other parts as well around there. And then boobs, you know, they'd come a bit down from there. Boobs are just boobs. Yeah, they're just there. They're, like, fun, but, like, they're... If somebody didn't have boobs, I'd be like, all right, whatever. If he says personality, I'm unfollowing. They just hang there. I don't know, it depends. Taking my 50k channel points and going. It's still loading. I'm a cultured person, I prefer the face. What the fuck is this? Hello, I'm loading up Rust is what it is. Welcome. And for some reason talking about breasts. I don't even like saying the word boobs. It's how fucking horrible I am with slang terms, is I don't really like the word boobs. I tend to say breasts, which is real bad. I can't move my boobs except for when I lie down, and they part like the Red Sea. Also, it stops people from lying on their bellies when they sleep, and I think that would be not worth anything. Like, I would be so upset if I couldn't sleep on my stomach. I'd be so annoyed. Oh, fuck, I'm dead. Okay, I was killed with an ice pick. Do I even have a bed anymore? I do not. I think my base has been fucked beyond repair, to be honest. We'll go back and see. We might be starting again. We'll just be hanging out in Rust, I think. Right, where am I? Where do I need to go? I need to go all the way up here. Let's go. We'll gather some wood on the way back. How was Birmingham without this, by the way? Birmingham was quite fun. What did we do in Birmingham? In Birmingham, we did some fairly tacky mini golf in a place that I think was called Ghetto Golf. So, as soon as everybody saw the title, we went, but it was kind of fun. I don't mind mini golf. And I did a shot for the first time. The ticket came with one free shot, and it was fairly disgusting. But I like mini golf. Mini golf is a good time. We went to the sea life exhibit and saw some manta rays and some sharks and stuff like that. Good time. Yes, a Bailey's shot. That was it. Kafirs, maybe Ben. There we go. Thank you, Mikey. You're on the ball. Fantastic. I went to the sea life exhibit and looked at some fish, and that was fun. Took some pictures of some jellyfish. That was a good time. I might share pictures in the Discord after the stream because I forgot. What else did we do? We went to the Cadbury World. The Cadbury World was quite fun. I liked Cadbury's World. I wasn't expecting to because I do not like chocolate, but Emma slightly dragged us all to oh god. Right, let's ban. There we go. Thank you. Oh no, I timed out you accidentally. No, hang on. Mikey, could you untime out Hues of Rosemary because I misclicked. Thank you. I am so bad at moderating my own chat. No, there we go. Thank you. Thank God I didn't click ban. Fuck me. I lived 5 minutes from there. Oh yeah, I did the Cadbury World. Emma dragged us to Cadbury World, and so we got some free chocolate and walked through a tour of Cadbury World, and it was fairly hilarious. It felt terrifying. Like, there was, you know, the sort of chocolate river scene in Willy Wonka where they show like beheaded chickens and insects being eaten and stuff like that. It felt like that at times. We went through like a ghost train area where fairly racist looking depictions of like Native Americans and Aztecs were played by cocoa beans with weird nightmare faces, and they were singing in high-pitched voices at us. That was my highlight. I loved it. And then we did oh fuck, it's a bore. Don't kill me. I need to get back to my base if it's even there. Fucking hell, I'm dead, aren't I? Run away from me. I need anyway, whatever. There was a history section that looked a bit like Horrible Histories. You lost something for dying? Oh, whatever. Who cares? Let's just walk back again. Where a guy in a pith helmet was like, look at these strange natives. These strange natives are producing what's called a cocoa bean, and we take it from their primitive world and bring it back into the modern world and transform it into chocolate. And it was so unbelievably racist that you couldn't help but laugh. There was a guy playing John Cadbury who was describing, like, founding a shop and stuff like that, and was like, I hired the first costumed Chinaman to come and stand outside the shop and, you know, say hello to us and advertise the cocoa beans. And it was so unbelievably racist that everybody was laughing. Oh, England, average Englishman. I missed all this. Apparently, Grim was saying, because he had been there as a kid, that it has been changed since then. Like that they'd put in a lot of new stuff. You could tell it was quite fun. I liked it. We got to write our name in chocolate. We got to see some people making chocolate. We got to go on a factory tour kind of thing. It was good. It was a fun time. Too British. It was. I actually said to people, I need that too British emote that Silas uses in my chat. The pith helmet was so on the nose. Just going like, look at these natives, aren't they very strange? Well, let's take their beans. And there was an interactive display about the origins of chocolate, and it was like, Cortez found Montezuma and made friends with him and took his cocoa beans for later use. And it was like, not 100% sure that's how it went. It was very rough. I loved it. It was like, here's all the native people making what their silly, strange chocolate before they added milk and sugar. Then we took it and made it civilized. It's great. I was wondering what a pith helmet is, but it's exactly what I imagined. It's like a safari helmet kind of thing. The emote is from Jordan about Only Connect. I like Only Connect. I think Only Connect is a good time. I've never watched it, but I've played mini games based on it. Sometimes I used to wake up and the whole area used to smell of chocolate. It was nice. Oh yeah, within like a mile of it, it smelled very strongly of chocolate. Like extremely strongly of chocolate. Looks like, yes, exactly. Looks like these strange folk come from Ghana, the perfect place for cocoa beans. And then it would show them dancing around cocoa trees in like tribal dress, and it was all black and white and grainy, like it was a silent film. And then as soon as it left Ghana and it did like little traveling montage, it went into color and modern, and it was like, these savages don't know what they're doing with cocoa beans. Anyway, I enjoyed it all thoroughly because we were all looking at each other going, what the fuck is this? This is incredible. That's so random. It's a decent show, but sometimes frustrating because what the fuck. It is one of the most frustrating quiz shows. I kind of like it though. Now Nestle just use kids, which is much more acceptable. We were talking, like, they went very out of their way to not talk about labor practices, I would say. It was fairly noticeable by its omission. But actually, you know, Emma, it turns out, aside from being really into chocolate, Emma is really into the history of Cadbury. Like, read articles recently about, like, their Quaker origins and how they formed the factories and stuff like that, which was actually fairly interesting when we learned about it. So I was into it. After this wipe, I shan't be building again near you, sorry. Honestly, fair enough. We'll see what's left of my base when we're there. Me too. Yeah, she reads history magazines and stuff. Cadbury's went from fair trade to in association with fair trade, so I don't know what that means. Yeah. Well, yeah, they got sold to Kraft. That's what it is. Cadbury started out as Quakers who set up like the first social housing in Britain and introduced the 5-day work week to Britain when everywhere else was 7 and stuff like that. Like real, what we would call like progressive pioneers. In some ways, they are still conservative Quakers, but you know, in certain ways, they were considered icons and they are very much woven into the city of Birmingham. But it's, you know, everybody kind of likes Quakers, right? Of the Christians, everybody likes Quakers. Yes, exactly. Quakers are great. I was raised Quaker, see? Like, and I think everyone likes you, so everybody likes Quakers. So anyway, we learned about all that and it was kind of fun. And then they very much glossed over all the, now it's sold to a giant American megacorp and probably uses slave labor. Nobody just likes me for any reason at all. Like Quakers seem a bit more, you know, it's a bit like the Sikhs, how everyone kind of likes the Sikhs. It's a bit like, in terms of religious denominations, the Quakers are pretty high up there because they seem to actually do shit. Anyone who dislikes Rosie is a stinky poo. I hated reading that out just because I hate that phrase. Anyway. Where the fuck are we? We're nearly there. I am anticipating nothing being left, to be honest. But yeah, what else did we do? I don't think we did much else. We just hung out at, like, bars. Yeah, hung out at bars and, like, an arcade for a while. Emma consumed more chocolate than I've ever seen somebody consume. Like, so much cookie dough went into her body. Didn't do that much else, to be honest. Walked around the city. I went to a street market, which was fun, and bought a bag of cucumbers, which I ate. Oh, and one of the main points for going was we watched Eurovision. We went to the Airbnb, which is where we were staying, and had like a Eurovision party. Oh God! Where we all ordered pizza, and I think it was Pizza Hut, which is fairly low grade pizza, but we bought like 5 pizzas and some snacks and watched Eurovision and laughed at it, and that was basically it. I was meaning to get you to cha. Everybody in the room was so angry that they lost, that Finland lost. Everybody was so genuinely mad. I wanted Belgium to win. Belgium was my pick. Kazoo should be redeemable again. It might be broken again, as they should be. We were up until 4. Jesus. It ended at 1, I think, for us. No, not Belgium. I said it was broken. Fuming. All right. I think this is where my base was, to be... oh, no. Looking at it, I'm pretty sure... Yeah, this is my thing. Oh, no. This is my last remaining vestige of my base. We built it just under this line. Well, we're all gone. It's all because Ebba have their anniversary next year. I found that out because Emma was looking it up in anger on Twitter just afterwards. Although, I think everybody in the room, I can at least speak for Emma and I, thought that the song was better the second time for Sweden. When Sweden came out and clearly fucking blazed or pissed out of her mind. She looked like she could barely speak, barely talk. I have no idea how she managed to fucking perform it a second time. But when she did, I thought it was better, because I think they turned off the fucking audience mics. She looked well and truly pained. She looked genuinely fucked. I mean, Graham Norton on the stage even said it. He was like, okay, you need to go perform it again. I have no idea how you're going to manage it, but go ahead. And then it took like 8 minutes for her to actually go on. She must have scratched her brain with her fingernails. I was constantly talking about the weird fingernails. Sweden Song is a fine, proper song, but it's not a Eurovision winner. Yeah, I want more wacky shit. Like, as I knew Eurovision had properly started when the... I need Emma's opinion. She liked the Sweden by the end of it. I think she went for... I can't remember who she said she wanted more. But anyway, what was I saying? I can't even remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, I knew Eurovision had properly started when the first ballad ended and it came on, and I think it was it Croatia or Serbia? Whatever it was. Slovakia? Can't remember which one it was. Came out and did like a Mortal Kombat themed one where he was ripping out pipes from people who were dying as they were dancing, and there was a giant mech in the fucking background, and I was like, this is the nonsense I want from Eurovision. It sucks, and I like it like that. That was Serbia, there we go. That was fun. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's condemn Russia, but let's let fucking Israel in. Yep. I mean, it was very on the nose, or not on the nose, it was very sort of conspicuous that Israel were there. Everybody in the room and everybody in the audience, I think, were just like, oh, these fuckers. You know, like, why are they here? We didn't allow Russia fairly rightfully. Why are we letting Israel perform? If you're not going to let Russia in, why let Israel in? You know, Crimea flags are banned, strangely, really. I did see, and this is a grim thing to bring up, but as the Ukrainian act were getting on stage, their village was bombed. Like, as they were going on, in what was very obviously a timed thing just to piss off Ukraine even more. Did you not see this? This was all over the news here. As the Ukrainian group were going on stage, Putin bombed their hometown. Which is unbelievable. It's so petty that if it wasn't so horrific, it would be funny. Obviously, it's horrific, but it would be funny if it wasn't. Next year is the 50th anniversary of ABBA. Yes, I don't think it's going to meet the standards. Probably not. Emma, I will reveal, and Emma will be annoyed at me for saying this, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's funny. Emma, will announce, did cry at Eurovision. Not properly cry, but tear up. Emma always starts out with the rest of us laughing at it, and then at a certain point she always goes earnest and goes, oh. It was when they all sang You'll Never Walk Alone. And she went, exactly what I said happened. At the start of the broadcast, I said, Emma will laugh and call it all very stupid. And then at a certain point, probably later on at the halftime show, she will say, oh, it's so nice how they're all together. And start crying. And literally that exact thing happened. Like, literally, she went, oh, they're all together and singing, and started tearing up. It was very fun. Yes, exactly. You'll never walk alone unless you're Palestinian. I'm sorry, but can you talk about how Germany were in last place? I'll say this. Germany are one of the very few songs I can remember from the show. And I think it's because Grenarius played it for me and then got me to kazoo it at one point. But other than that, I could not really remember many of the songs. I never do. I never remember any of the songs. But Emma has been singing blood and glitter, something, something, I'm so happy I could die, fucking constantly since the Eurovision. She has been singing it like compulsively, and it has really genuinely annoyed me. It didn't deserve to be last place. I mean, it's not good, but none of the others were either. So I don't think it deserved to last. Honestly, it should have come above Britain. Britain sucked. Britain were terrible. Everybody was terrible. Like, Australia were particularly bad as well. At least they had some showmanship. Absolute tryhards. Did Germany do anything annoying lately? I don't think so. Maybe everybody just misses Merkel. They were fun. Absolutely not. What, the Australians? No. UK and Australia sucked. I would put Australia above the UK. I think they were better. But, oh, Jesus. Shut down a nuclear power plant, the bastards. Fuck Australia. I thought they were a bit Eurovision-y. But, you know, they read the brief and were fine. Finland was fun. Germany was wank. Finland was fun. Everybody was so shocked. They had to mute the microphones in the audience at one point, right, during the live broadcast, because as the jury results were coming in, people were chanting Finland and chanting like cha cha cha. I didn't realize people were fucking so into it. They blasted Sweden out of the water with the audience vote. It seemed awkward. The hosts seemed concerned. I will say, actually, the hosts were less robotic than usual, and I think that took away from it a little bit, which I know sounds anti sort of what you'd expect. But normally, Eurovision hosts feel like they were grown in a lab and have never spoken to another human being before. Only the Ukrainian host was. The Ukrainian host on in Eurovision was a complete nightmare person who felt like she's never been outside before. The British hosts looked too normal. Like, Graham Norton's too normal to be fucking hosting Eurovision. He should be in the box making fun of them while getting pissed, as usual. I'm looking forward to that next year. He shouldn't be on fucking stage. Finnish host translator was great, had a lot of fun digs at Sweden. I mean, that's one of the reasons I watch, is for Graham Norton to get pissy at everybody. So bland in Australia. Well, I mean the people on the stage who are always horrific. Well-behaved Graham Norton is no good. Exactly. He looked very awkward and bored by the whole thing. And also, he should be 2 bottles of wine in. And, you know, that's it. If you bomb a competitor, that's you out forever, right? Oh god, unless there's a regime change, maybe. If there's a big regime change, they can come back in, surely. But Israel shouldn't be there either, let's be honest. Like, again, they're constantly bombing. Like, again, it's weird. It's a weird thing. Because at the same time, like, it's not like the people in fucking Eurovision are bombing people. Like, I think if you're going to ban Russia, there's an argument for not banning Russia even. But if you're going to ban Russia, ban Israel as well. If you're not going to ban Russia, then, you know, they can stay, I guess. Because, like, it's like the fucking weirdos who dress in feathers and go on Eurovision aren't going to bomb anybody. But, you know, I guess it's a symbolic thing. Cha-cha-cha was the best. I'm planning on marrying him. Period risen. Eurovision's coming up quick. Military coup. I mean, honestly, the gays like Eurovision enough that I could see them performing a coup to get it back. Because, I mean, the gays love Eurovision. I was saying before it started, this is like the coronation for gays. Like, this is the same sort of level of excitement. And my parents have a couple who they're friends with who proposed and got married to each other at Eurovision. It is like properly the gay mecca, basically. Yeah, I guess that's the point. If you're representing a country, you're representing them. Yeah, that's fair. A new gay king every year. Or queen. Lot of European money also. Basically, I don't really have that much of an opinion on Eurovision. I watch it to make fun of it, and it was fairly surprised when I learned that people take it seriously. When I met Emma, and Emma was like, oh, I watch the Eurovision, like, unironically, I really like it, and I tear up a lot at it. I was like, I can't imagine being you. Like, I don't understand. Did you like Friends? She's so hot. I will put somebody else on blast now, another friend. Zara, every act that came on said some combination of, oh my god, look at their outfit, and oh my god, they're so incredibly hot. Every fucking person that came on. Like, that's the only reason Zara was watching, I think, was to call everybody hot and look at the outfits. Hello Haribo, welcome. Revamp the whole thing and have a massive lottery. Everyone in the country has their name put into a hat, and if their name is drawn, they have a week to make a song. That's kind of what Ireland do, to be honest. Ireland are shit, and have been intentionally for a while. But I think Ireland might actually try next year, because we are no longer have the record for Eurovision wins. Ireland has had the record for Eurovision wins for years and years and years, and now we're tied with Sweden. So I imagine that Ireland will actually try to give a fuck next year, possibly. Which will be interesting to see, I guess. I don't think I need the fucking industrial combiner. I'll take the pork instead. I always find that hard, constantly asking, surely this is a joke. It's so strange to me. I mean, it's very sincere and earnest, which is why it's very funny to me. Like, because I can't physically be sincere and earnest. It's hard. Just going off as long as you... goofing off as long as you have the record, basically. Well, it's because hosting the Eurovision is very, very expensive. Oh, God, this fucking radiation run. Hosting the Eurovision is very expensive. And so nobody really wants to host it, I think. And Ireland won it like 3 times in a row at one point in the 90s. And so they very actively do not want to win it anymore. They might try again next year, though, just to get the record back. Like, it basically bankrupted the country a little bit. Can you tell I boycotted through my constant demeanor about it? Hello, Dave. Welcome. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I would say it was less goofy than other years I've watched it, which I think takes away from it a tiny bit. By the way, I'm gathering materials to make a little hut just to survive until the end of the stream, right? But yeah, I enjoyed it, as I always do, but I felt it was a little bit goofy. The British took it a bit too seriously. I hated that it wasn't as goofy. Yeah, see? Like, I think it needs to be quite goofy. It was Eurovision's fault your economy collapsed. Well, it was the 90s. We were doing pretty well. Needed more camp. I mean, that's the whole point of Eurovision, right? Is to be the campest thing on the planet. And that's fun to watch. I hate every time a ballad came on. Every time a ballad came on, I was like, they shouldn't be here. If you're singing a serious ballad in Eurovision, you should not be allowed in. You should be banned. You should be banned like Russia are banned if you ever try and do a ballad. It should be the wackiest shit possible. It's why France were never going to win. France trying to do a proper fucking song? No. You glue feathers to your face and dance around and scream. Did you enjoy the Granddads and their undies? Yes, exactly. That's the sort of shit you want. Was that Croatia, maybe? Ah, it's a boy. Oh, for fuck's sake. Just let me die. There we go. But France was hot. That's all they had going, though. Like, France are never going to win. Ballads equals war crimes, apparently. Musical war crimes. At least at Eurovision. Like, you shouldn't allow serious songs at Eurovision. Yes, but not war crimes. David, Michael. I can't call you Michael, Mikey. It feels really wrong. It was such a sexy song. I was grooving so hard. They're never going to win because they do serious songs and they always sing in their own language. And for whatever reason, songs not sung in English do quite badly at Eurovision typically. I don't think it's fair either, to be candid, but it never does. And France are way too proud to not sing in their own language. Why did Loreen win then, huh? I found it too serious as well. Twice Monarch Michael. Full government names in chat only from now on. I have accidentally doxed Mikey's full name in chat, so, some people know it. Not in this chat, though. Different chat, so maybe not here. Right, I need to go build something. We have wood. Let's go build a thing. Mine basically is, yeah, your name is just Rosie Hughes, right? I almost never call you Rosemary. I always say Rosie, which I don't think I've ever called anyone before. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer Rose, Rosemary, Rosie, or what? Michael Younghusband. There you go. Let's get it out of the way. It is among the poshest names I've ever heard. Emma said about you, Mikey, that you were lovely and gentlemanly. And I answered, you can tell he's posh. Emma said you were like a lovely, kind gentleman, I think was the phrase she used when we were coming back on the train. One of the reasons I picked it is that people can pick whatever. Fantastic. I can be two flowers, the ultimate trans girl dream. With a name like that, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I think I just default to Rosie. I've talked about people's usernames in this before. With a name like that, I'm not surprised. It is a very posh name. I have a very dirt common name. At least my surname is Kelly. Kelly is the most common name in Ireland. But, this forename is fairly unusual, I guess, but I don't really use it. I said this before. I will flip a coin what name I give to people a lot of the time, whether it's Kane or Dreya. I'll flip a coin. And so when I ordered food recently, before we went on holiday, I ordered food and I left my name as Dreya for Emma to go pick it up. And she rolled her eyes and went, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm going to have to say that out loud like I'm on the internet. Let's throw away the mailbox. I probably am unlikely to need that. Let's get the wood instead. Do you know how many times I've heard that? What is it? Oh, there we go. Old husband. Oh, you can always tell because whatever the most obvious joke about someone's name is the one you should never use because they've heard it 100 times at school. My aunt's last married name was Kelly. Yep, it's very common. Extremely common. Makes me think of Ned Kelly. I think it is. You would think it would be something like O'Connor or something like that in Ireland, but I think Kelly is the most common name. My maiden name was always misspelt, if that makes you feel better. I've never really understood the concept of maiden names either. I don't 100% get it. Like, I think if I ever married Emma, which is not going to happen, but if I married Emma and she decided to take my name, I'd be creeped out by it. I don't know if I'd get it. I'd be like, why are you doing that? That's weird. Obviously, it's a personal preference and I'm not judging. I shouldn't laugh, but when I saw your name on the GoFundMe, I was like, heh. No one has ever heard it. Everyone fucks my first name up because no one's ever heard it and always mistakes it for Marcus. What's your first name again? I just think of you as Skiffy and will always do that. I have a joke about my full name, but unfortunately, if I tell you, I'll get my full name, and I've already doxed myself outrageously this week. Let's build a hut. Let's build it right in the coast over here. Where am I? Is this like a good place? Oh, I'm right by the junkyard. I didn't even know I was down here. Let's go over here on the coastline. Can I build right here? Toss something down that I don't need. You. Can I build here at all? Too close to junkyard. Fucker. Right, the junkyard's right over there. Let's go up a bit. Maybe Q20. That seems fun. I'll dox myself because I'm the only one in the world with this name. Harkus. Harkus is an extremely unusual name, to be fair. Harkus. I like it. My last name is a brand of smokes. Your first name is Ray. Marlborough? Ray Marlborough? I can't think of any brands of cigarettes. Ray Elfbar. Surely Harkus is normal somewhere. Maybe. I didn't know Dreya was a real name until I started using it as a username. And it turns out it is, and so it's always fucking taken. I wish I didn't have to spell out my name for people every time. That is annoying. I always have to do that as well. Like, I always, for official documents, because there's so many different ways of spelling Kane. Like, my government name is Caine. Right, and people always either leave out the E or spell it with a K or whatever. It's just irritating. It's a surname from Orkney. There we go. Rachel is my government first name. I genuinely didn't put that together, that Ray is short for Rachel. It's unusual as a first name everywhere, though. Okay. Can I build here, just on this, like, little outcropping? Might do that. That looks kind of fun. Let's put it here. Oh god, there's fucking wolves or something. I hear footsteps. Oh no! I hear footers. Yes, there's like 6 variants for that. Yep. Like Kane was a big one when I was in school because wrestling was big for a bit. Remember wrestling? I'm assuming people do. But Kane the wrestler was like a big thing, and so people constantly used to make jokes about that. Not a big fan, because I don't watch wrestling or really know anything about it. Right, let's put just some walls up, some basic walls. And a door. There we go, at least we have somewhere to fucking sit. Can I make anything? I can make a campfire, let's put that down. Just so I have some light. Open, turn on. There we go, look at that. We have a house. My name is Harkus. No, that's too hard for me. Everyone calls me Marcus usually at first. Work people call me Marcus in emails because they misread the H always. I'm so paranoid about getting people's name wrong in general life that I can't imagine doing that. Like not like double and triple checking in emails. Like I'm constantly doing that. Like I see people on Twitter complaining about that all the time. Like you know, oh, somebody got my name wrong, even though it's in my fucking email handle and stuff like that. And I'm like, who does that? I think a lot of people aren't anxious enough. Fair. Right, let's make all these stone if I can. Not really a massive reason to, but you know, we may as well. This is definitely decaying, so I need a tool cupboard. I'll throw down my bean cans, I guess. Put a tool cupboard down. We just need something. We need some hut. Authorize, open, put in some of these. There we go, and then we'll gather some more stuff in a second. Give me my beans. I'm Mark with a C and get K'd all the time. Yeah, I know. Although I just call you Zabalbus. Again, I will always go with username over real name. Always. Gonna give everyone anxiety for the good of the world. Now I'm stuck thinking about Starbucks cup jokes, like name Sean with an H and then a picture of a cup with Sean on it. See, I've never gone to Starbucks, so I never got those jokes. My Swiss cousin is called Sean, and everyone in Switzerland has a hard time with it. Well, Sean is a weird one because it looks like it's spelled like scene, like as in bean. Like it shouldn't be pronounced that way, I think. I think there's been an error. I have everyone's share of anxiety. I don't like emailing people in general. If I got their name wrong, I might commit seppuku. Is that what it's called for the ritual suicide? Seppuku? Starbucks sucks. I have never set foot in a Starbucks, to my knowledge. Emma has a couple of times and says it is... I mean, Emma has a bizarre attraction to Gloria Jeans, which seems exactly the same to me, but she says Starbucks is like a shit Gloria Jeans. But they look functionally the same. I don't get it. It looks exactly the same as every other coffee place. Never had one, fuck that place. I don't think I've ever heard anybody really mention it. Like, positively, at least. Right, let's put the wood in here. We need stone, so we're going to go out and get some stone. Starbucks will serve some stale-ass beans with no remorse. They sell beans in Starbucks? In Starbucks' defense, the other coffee places look like them. That's fair. But yeah, I've never set foot in one. I don't know. I don't like cafes in general. This is the problem, is that I don't like coffee. In fact, I hate coffee. Nuku, who I went to Birmingham with, we met in the airport on our way there. He was coming from Dublin, I was coming from Cork. Was drinking so much coffee that I thought he would die. Like, I genuinely don't know how his heart hasn't exploded. He drank 3 double espressos in one day when we were there. But it meant that there was a constant smell of coffee, and I really don't like the smell of coffee. I had one once, all right coffee, but why would you pay £4 for a drink? That is a lot. I like your choice to upgrade the walls before the floor. Well, I'm not being attacked by moles. Can you quickly press G? I can. There I am. I am in S19, bordering on T19. Nuku's built different. You don't even like the smell? Oh, I hate the smell of coffee. I've said this before, but I went to Nottingham a year ago? Almost exactly a year ago, maybe? I can't remember. But they all went, everybody I was with, which was broadly the same people as I went to Birmingham with, they went into this, like, hipstery looking coffee and donut place called Donuts. Because, you know, Nottingham donuts. And I walked in, and the smell of freshly brewed coffee and freshly baked donuts hit me, and I gagged and had to leave the room. I had to leave and stand outside. It actually made me gag. I hated it that much. Fucking gagging I was. I didn't like it. You can say Birmingham has happened before. Well, we met up in Nottingham about a year ago, maybe, and now we've met up in Birmingham. You know, friends, innit? The only 2 times I've been to England of my own volition. It was fun, just going over for a couple of days. Somewhere, like, relatively close to all of us. It's what, you know, we could do it, if we should pick, like, a central place on the globe. Because, like, I'm not flying to Australia. Like, that takes, like, fucking 2 days. But no one in Australia is ever flying out because it's so fucking far away from everywhere. Went to my own city and didn't invite me. You probably should have showed up. USA is Central or Middle East? Oh, God. Takes like 14 hours for me to go to America. I've been to America. I went to Florida on a flight, and it was the most unpleasant flight I've ever had. Oh, I hated it. Weedsy silly goose. Salvaged ice pick. I can make lots of stuff. How do I make one of those lamp hats? Hat. How do I make a hat? There we go. Miner's hat. Low grade fuel and metal. Well, we don't have any metal, so that's not going to happen. I'll just use a torch for now. I can't stand the smell of an egg McMuffin due to everybody in the building showing up with one in the morning after I had done the night shift. Actually, Zara and I were talking about this. I quite like the taste of eggs. I don't really eat them, obviously, but I quite like the taste of eggs, but the smell of eggs makes me feel quite ill, especially after they've been cooked. Like scrambled eggs, I think are delicious. I think scrambled eggs are really nice, but the smell of a pan after scrambled eggs have been made in it makes me feel quite sick, and always has, even before I stopped eating them. The tiny bit of bitter adds an extra layer to the chocky. What sentence have I missed? I also didn't know what was happening until you left, but then I don't read Discord. I don't like chocolate in general. A lot of the Cadbury tour was wasted on me because everybody was getting like free chocolate cups and cups of melted chocolate with buttons in them and Oreos and like, here's a bag. As we got our tickets, it was just like a canvas bag full of chocolate bars. Here, have this. And I was like, I don't want any of this near me, please. Emma bought 900-gram bar of dairy milk and has been eating it over the last 2 days. and then wakes up and goes, I am so sick, and then just eats more dairy milk. It's currently in the fridge. The smell of omelets makes me very ill. Yes, I am the same. It's a similar sort of thing. Free samples can be fun. A tour of a whiskey distillery in Scotland was fun because everyone wanted to try the fancy spiced whiskey. So I had a whole tray of the standard to myself. I think there's a whiskey tour very near my house. Jameson's whiskey is brewed about 20 minutes from me. The Jameson's distillery is in Middleton. It's very, very close by to my house. And so I pass it fairly frequently, and I've never bothered going, but I think they give out lots of free samples. Yeah, but Irish whiskey. I thought Irish whiskey everybody liked. I think we invented it. I think Scotch is Scottish whiskey, right? You call it Scotch, or do you just call it Scottish whiskey? I actually don't know. I know nothing about alcohol or whiskey. It's single malt. I don't know what that means. Distillery docs. I think we invented it, I would fucking hope so. Didn't the jocks make that? I thought it was the Irish. Weird if Ireland invented Scottish whiskey. I mean just whiskey in general. The fuck is... Oh! Fucking Jesus. Oh, and the wolves have come. Hello. Right. Let's go to respawn. Someone blew your shack up? Yes, with a missile launcher of some sort. Oh no, wolf raid. At least fight like you want to live. Jesus fucking Christ. Good God. They said in the Discord they were giving out packs of some kind. I think that's tomorrow. What day is it? It's Tuesday today, right? That's hard going. I'm guessing that was an MLRS. I think so. I don't know what an MLRS or what it stands for, but it's some sort of missile load radio system. I don't know, but it's some sort of missile array. I've never used it in this game. Right, well, fuck me. Let's go somewhere over here. Where am I? Where the fuck am I? Where's the yellow mark for my character? Oh my god, I'm so far away. Fuck it, we're settling down in S8 then, I guess. Multiple launch rocket system. There we go. Mega long rocket sling. Might level rust checks. Is that a thing in real life? MLRS? Is that a thing? I actually don't know. I don't know any military things. I know nothing about guns. I know nothing about missiles. We did a little bit of it in secondary school in like military history kind of thing, and I just immediately zoned out. It's very much a thing. Magic levitating rat system. Oh, I want rats. I was very happy to see the guinea pigs again. The guinea pigs, as soon as we came in the door, they started running around our feet, squeaking, and then biting their treat plate because they wanted treats, which seems quite rude. Fly out to America, I'll show you my rocket launchers. One of the first things at least I saw in America was an ad for a machine gun range. So, you know, it's a thing. I went to Florida, and the first two things I saw, the first three things I saw were people with big old guns in the airport. And I went, oh, Jesus, that's unusual to see, but I guess not here. And then as soon as we got out, there were two billboards, one saying, "Are you under crippling medical debt? We can help." With the sleaziest looking lawyer doing finger guns on it. And then on the back side of it was shoot machine guns at a range. And I was like, I don't wanna. Neither of those apply. As we mentioned before, leave the military stuff to England. We got your back. You just chill. Ireland doesn't really have a military. We do, but like, there's like 6 of them, and they're all like UN peacekeeping rangers. Like the Irish Rangers, I occasionally get ads for them, like join the Irish Rangers, and I'm like, do you have enough? Like, I think all the Irish Rangers could fit in a fucking bus. Like, why do you need more? Like, we don't do anything. We're neutral. Why would we need an army? Leave me alone. Also, fuck you. I'm not joining the army. Now I'm thinking of the Muppet that ranted about how Left 4 Dead 2 was unrealistic because they had a gun with a shell ejection that was done wrong. Calm down. I thought you were talking about an actual Muppet for a second. As in, like, Animal the Muppet or the Swedish Chef. Irish Rangers sounds like a football fan club. I mean, there might be. I've never met an army boy, to be honest. Emma did, and she said they fulfilled all of the stereotypes, which is, you know, quite laddie, but she met them at college and, like, unbelievably disciplined and good at school. And, you know, the stereotypes of soldiers. Very laddie and drunken, I assume, to forget all the horrors. Do you have crippling machine gun injury debt? Sorry, it's our God-given right. Give me that, please. Good. Can I make a hatchet? I can't. I need more wood. Can I make a hatchet now? I can. Fantastic. Now I can get rid of this shit. Honestly, we're already nearly back up to where we were when we got bombed, so I'm fine with this. What? It's Scottish, right? That has Rangers and... Is it Celtic? Is it Celtic and Rangers? Or is... I can't remember what it's called, but there's like 2 Scottish football teams that hate each other. And I think one might be Protestant and one might be Catholic, is it? I don't know anything about Scotland. Celtic, is it Celtic and... They're Glaswegian and yes. So it's Celtic and Rangers. Or is it Celtic Rangers? Is it... I don't know. This is the eggshells you need to walk on right now. Sorry. I'm Irish. I can sort of empathize. Although I'm very south. I don't really know that much about the troubles. A lot of my fam are in the forces. Not lads that are a fan of splitting hairs or thinking. It's very grim. Oh, God. Sectarianism. Let's go. It is a thing, right? It's like... is it Queen's Park Rangers? Is that what it is? And then Celtic. Or is it Celtic? Is it one where they can't pronounce the name? Is it Celtic? But that's a thing where they like hate each other or something. Again, most of my knowledge on Scotland, it's Celtic and Rangers. It's like most of my knowledge on Scotland comes from Limmy or Train Spotting. I'll be totally honest. Is this a bit? It isn't. Hang on. QPR is London? Really? I thought they were the same thing. Queen's Park. One second. Scotland Footy Rangers. Are they just called Rangers? Rangers FC. Oh, they're just called Rangers. And it is Celtic, apparently. Celtic Scotland. Celtic Football Club or Celtic Football Club. There we go. Fantastic. Now I know. I thought the same, to be honest, Dreya. Fantastic. There's a whole story about Rangers' name, but it's a long story. England doesn't like people knowing Scotland exists. I loved Rangers for Andrzej Kanchelski in the 90s, but loved Celtic because I was their best manager in Football Manager. They're actually called the Rangers, as the original Rangers went into administration a few years ago. I know nothing about football. See, I know very, very little about Scotland, and I know almost nothing about football. I know less about football than I know about Scotland. There's a Queen's Park in Glasgow, though, and they might have a park ranger. I'm a Queen's Park Ranger. I don't know. It's all sort of like vaguely Northern Irish-y kind of vibes, right? In Glasgow. Is that a thing? Because again, I only know about Northern Ireland. I know nothing about Scotland. I was actually fairly surprised. This is how little we learn about the rest of the world. I was fairly surprised to know that that was a thing when I became an adult. When I heard Scottish people talking about like sectarian violence, I was like, you have that too? Really? I didn't know. That's nice, I guess. Northern Ireland has Glasgow vibes. Well, which I assume Northern Ireland came first because of all of the plantations you did. Their team basically made up the team that played the first international game. Queen's Park is the oldest club in Scotland. Again, I know nothing about any of this. I watched a football match recently, and I say recently, it was at least 2 years ago, but it was when the European Cup, is that what it's called? Is it just called the Euros? I think Mikey told me this recently. Is it just called the Euros? And it was Italy versus Britain? England? Is it Britain or England? England, maybe? When Italy beat Britain in the finals. That was the first football match I had watched since I was 8. Not the UEFA Cup. Is that what I called it before? The UEFA Cup? Is that not a thing? I thought it was UEFA. I thought it was like European Union Football Association or something like that. I don't know. I watched it because I knew we would lose. I was very happy when they lost because they cried quite a lot and I thought it was funny. And then for a second, I felt sorry for them. I felt so sorry for them for a second because they started crying quite a lot. And then they were so fucking pissy and shit about like throwing their medals on the ground, their runner-up medals, that I went, oh yeah, I forgot. I want all of these people to be hit by a bus. Like, I don't care about these people at all. I would be happy if they died. Like, I was, for a second, I was like, oh, they're human beings. And then 5 minutes later, they were like refusing to shake hands with people and fucking throwing their medals around. And I was like, fuck off, you pricks. They didn't throw them around. At least one of them did. And they wouldn't wear them and stuff. Wouldn't shake hands. I was like, fuck off. 3 or 4 of them can escape the bus. I just immediately turned around my opinion on them. Which 3 or 4? I know there's one. Is it Marcus Rashford? He's one of the few footballers I can name. He's cool, right? People like him because he funds school meals or something. Imagine being a hyper-competitive athlete. I mean, it's not an excuse for being a prick. No, it's Marcus Rashford. I think Marcus Rashford is like one people like. Maybe. I couldn't name another one on the England team. I'm assuming there's many. How many people are on a football team? Sorry. But like, I think it's 11 per side, but I imagine they have like 20 of them just for spares, right? 11, there we go. I got it right. Because I think it's like, is it 16 for rugby? Is it 16 people a side? I don't know. Lord. Yeah, I imagine there's like 20, it's 15 for rugby, there we go. I'm more familiar with rugby because spares. What else do you call them? Subs? Do you call them subs? In case one breaks down. But you need spare players in case, as I learned, because again, it was the first football match I'd watched since I was 8. They are fucking constantly cheating and like pretending to be hurt and getting sent off. It was honestly very disgusting to watch, and I don't fundamentally understand why people like it. Because they were doing shit in the football match that would get you banned for years in rugby. Like, fuck me, they were scum. Like, every time somebody who, like Marcus Rashford even, like people that people like, would just like, you know, somebody would brush against them and they'd go, ah, and then realize that nobody was giving a fuck and go, and they get up and do like an angry face. And I was like, that can't be allowed, right? Like, that's so scummy. How can anybody watch this in like a serious manner? Like, how can anybody get it and like have fun with this when they're such pricks? Clip this and make it an audio clip. They just roll with the head trauma in rugby. Yeah, exactly. They take the concussions like men. Oh fuck, I'm about to starve to death. I'd probably eat these mushies. Clip this and make an audio clip that sounded orgasmic. Well, it is also, like all sports, it is extremely homoerotic. All men's sports are unbelievably homoerotic, which is ironic considering that football might be one of the most homophobic sports on the planet. It's that and golf. I think if you came out in football, I think if you come out, you get bullied to the point of suicide. And in golf, I think they would probably lynch you. They leave the field with traumatic brain injuries, a slight boner, and their honor. Rugby's unbelievably gay. Football's quite gay though as well. They're all so oily in football. I didn't quite realize how oily they'd all be. They all have so much hair gel on and it all spills down their face. They look lacquered in football. I didn't quite get it. Tennis seems pretty ancient. I know that, because my dad is into golf. I know. But my dad is into golf, and according to him, there has never been an out golfer. Oh, fuck me, don't kill me, please. No, don't fucking put that away, you idiot! Kill the fucker! Oh my fucking god, that hurt. Right. I need more mushies, please, like right away. But he's into golf, and he says that golf is among the most conservative sports on the planet, that there has never been an out golfer. And I don't think there's ever been a non-conservative golfer either. Like, you have to be like a hardcore Republican or Tory in order to be big in golf. Otherwise, you are ostracized. Which is one of the reasons I hated golf so much. Cook the wolf meat. Can I build a fire? I can build a fire. Let's cook some wolf. Turn on. There we go. Then there's only one out rugby player in the level below Premiership is very sad. Yes. And that's considered one of the better ones, right? Like, in terms of sports leagues and gay acceptance. And that, like, was only one or two. There's like a referee / pundit that everyone likes and like one player. Makes me realize there's either a massively neglected contact sports porn market or I'm just really unlucky. I imagine there is for closeted people. Sports are too gay now. We should go back to the manly days of ancient Greeks where they'd wrestle nude. Like the Olympics all being naked. I think people forget about that sometimes. That the Olympics was almost exclusively naked. There's no contact. There's contact sport porn, but people tend to watch wrestling. Actually, there is wrestling porn. I think I've seen clips of it. I don't know. I'm just not into any sports, porn or otherwise. I don't get it. I've never been into sports. I was forced to play sports when I was a kid and hated every second of it. I really, really did not gel with it. Yes, that's the one. Like, my dad and brother really like him, Nigel Owens. I think he's Welsh, maybe? Is Nigel Owens Welsh? They're always saying that he's their favourite referee or something like that. What the fuck, Ella's fighting. Why do I still have the hat on, by the way? I'm going to take that off because it's too warm. He is very Welsh, yes, okay. My brother and my dad are very much the sort of, you know, showing me when I'm not really interested, like compilations of rugby tackles and, oh, it's a bear! Compilations of rugby tackles and compilations of like referees insulting players and stuff like that. I don't really get it. I mean, you can probably tell by looking at me that I'm not really a sports boy. I'm stuck, help. Right, let's build a shack somewhere and maybe not get missiled again. That would be nice. Although I don't think we can do much to prevent being missiled. If somebody knows where we are, we're fucked. And I open the map on my stream, so... Also was good at his job. I've already forgotten who I was talking about. Oh, Nigel Owens, there we go. I've watched a little bit of rugby because it was always on. Like I said, I've watched almost no football. I don't really know what the rules of football even are. I've watched almost none of any other sport. Like, my parents weren't really into GAA. Like, hurling and Gaelic football are probably the two most popular sports in Ireland. No, that can't be true. I would say it probably goes football, then maybe hurling and GAA, hurling and GAA, and then probably rugby after that, although rugby's pretty big too. Nothing else is famous other than those four. Like, nobody watches basketball or cricket or anything like that. I feel like Dave and I would get on well with Dreya's parents. Golf isn't massively popular either. Full-on traditional Olympics nude, football nude, Eurovision nude. Part of the reason people watch the Eurovision is the ridiculous outfit, so I don't know if Eurovision nude would work. Although maybe you could just have one dancer naked. Just have the best of both, I guess. Right, I'm going to build up on this hill, just so nobody can come and fucking shoot me. I don't even know where this is on the map, but we're building here. There we go. How old are your parents again? My dad is... either 50 or 51. My Mum is roughly 54, 55, I think. Maybe about 54, I would say. I don't entirely know. I know when their birthdays are. I don't really keep track of how old they are, to be honest. Right, let's build here. Just build a square at first. Just something. In New Zealand, people really seem genuinely disappointed when you say you're not into rugby when you're from a fellow rugby country. It's very funny. I mean, that's like their main thing, right? Spring chickens. That's like New Zealand's main claim to fame is rugby. Like, they're fucking amazing at rugby. Like, Ireland beating New Zealand is always like people will be drunk for days in Ireland if they beat New Zealand. Munster versus All Blacks and stuff, my parents would always go on about. Dreya going big again. Rugby and hills. Rugby, hills, sheep. That's like what they're known for. Right, let's make this stone instead of the walls this time. And then put a door on, probably. That would be good. Doorway. Maybe a ceiling as well. That might help me. Can I build a door? I can build one door. Put it here and put a lock on it. That's kind of a base. There we go. Press G again. No. I'm not pressing G again because I got murdered last time. How do I make one of these? I make a tool bench like that and we can put some stuff in it. This is going to be fine. Going to be all right. Amazing at rugby and honey. Do you mean hockey or is honey another sport? Munster versus All Blacks, a town versus a whole country. No wonder they're fucking celebrating. Munster is not a town. Munster is a province. Munster is made up of like what? Munster is the biggest province in Ireland as well. I live in Munster. I actually, what can I even tell? Can I even guess what counties are in Munster? Oh, Manuka honey is from New Zealand. That's it. Doxed. There's Cork, obviously. Cork, Waterford? Waterford's in Munster? Limerick. Kerry. What else is in Munster? Oh, there's a few more I'm forgetting. But nobody really cares about anything but Cork and Dublin. Hang on. Just because this will annoy me. I am really bad at Irish geography. Munster, please. Munster comes up with rugby first. Fair enough. What counties make up Munster? Clare, Cork, Kerry, Limerick, Tipperary. That's the one I fucking forgot. Tip and Waterford. I would... obviously, the main one's going to be Cork. Then next as importance is probably Limerick. Then maybe Kerry. And then Clare, Tipperary, and Waterford. I don't even know if they have internet access. I don't know what goes on there. Who's your favourite Irish rugby player? You can't say Brian O'Driscoll or Ronan O'Gara. I knew those names. Can I name another Irish rugby player? They will all be from 15 years ago. Peter Stringer. Donica O'Brien, is that one? Fuck, who else? Fuck, who else is in it? Again, they're all going to be 15 years ago. My parents would talk about this so often and I've forgotten. Tipperary is famous for that war song. I've never heard of that song before fairly recently. Like, what is it even called? Like, Tipperary song. It's a long way to Tipperary? I'd never heard this before in my life. Johnny Sexton, that's another one. It's a long way to Tipperary. Is a song written by... I'm assuming this is fucking English. English music song performed by Jack Judge. Yeah, this you never fucking hear this here. I didn't know this was a thing until when I was in my 20s, because it's only in England. Like, nobody would ever sing this here. Written by Jack Judge in 1912. Written by Judge and Harry Williams. It's a long way to Tipperary, an English music hall song. Popular with English soldiers in the First World War. Ugh. No one sings it here. It's ancient. I just heard it referenced somewhere and I went, what's that? And they went, but you're from Ireland. I went, no, he sings that here. What the fuck? I don't know what that is. Nobody goes to Tipperary in the first place, to be honest. What's in Tipperary? Right, let's build some stairs and then maybe upgrade the walls a little bit, something like that. Look at hearts, red card, and ISOT 2-0. I don't know what any of that means. Show us game? Oh, fuck me. I'm still on the Celtic or Celtic? Celtic, that's what it's called. Still on the Celtic screen. Let's build some stairs going down. Can I? No, I need another fucking foundation, which I cannot build. Never mind then, we're doing a jump every time we get in. Fantastic. Right, let's build some walls up. Let's go get some stone. Where am I? Oh, I don't like showing my fucking screen like that, but we're here. All right, let's go find some stone, upgrade the base a little bit. You know, get a little bit situated a little bit. There we go. I want some more fuel. We'll need to kill more animals because I want to build more things. What's it called? Furnaces? That's what they're called. The things you heat things with. Tried to clip the map for reasons. Lovely exploding reasons. I didn't realize that was a thing you could do on this game. I mean, it seems extremely powerful. I know my base was only like stone walls and some wood, but it fucking eviscerated me. Someone mentioned the other day, but Dreya doing an Elijah Wood going Green Street Hooligans would be great. Emma speaks very poorly of that movie, but I know some people like it. Because there's a lot of fucking football hooligan movies. A lot of them. Sean Bean's in half of them. There's a lot of movies that are basically just like football hooligans wandering around beating the shit out of people and then going, but we're noble, innit? I will never watch any of them, I'll be honest. I have no interest. It's like that the British film industry is kind of held together by duct tape. British football hooligan movies and British gangster movies. All shit and all starring Sean Bean. So, you know, I don't really partake in them. And Guy Ritchie, there we go. Although Guy Ritchie's gone away from doing things like Snatch and Lock, Stock and is now doing, what's it called? Things like Disney's Aladdin, which seems bizarre. Raised in Sheffield, you play football or you're shunned, so it makes sense Sean Bean would be in them. Footy! I mean, if you didn't like sports here, like if you didn't like rugby here in my town, if you didn't like rugby or football, you were kind of ostracized a little bit, and I did not like either very much, so I did not really have friends. Like, maybe if you're like if you're trying to be friends with the Culchies. Like, I couldn't even name a fucking hurling team. I assume they're just named after the towns they're in, right? You mean the Aladdin where they claimed they had to use brown face? Yes, this one. The famous, the infamous brown face excuse, where they said they couldn't find people with brown skin tones in London. Yes, that's it. They couldn't find enough extras when they were down the road from London. Yeah, nobody, there's no Asians in England. Like, famously. My God. You had to import Wimbledon to Milton Keynes. I don't know what that means. I know both of those are towns or areas. I know Milton Keynes is a town and people make fun of it for being very grey and boring, but I don't know anything about it really. And I know you're from around there, but that's about it. I've never seen the Aladdin, by the way, because why the fuck would I watch Aladdin? I've never watched... It's lovely, fuck off. I've never watched the original Aladdin. Why would I ever watch a remake? It's like the new one coming out, Little Mermaid. I've never watched Little Mermaid in the first place, so I'm not going to watch the remake. So I don't know why they keep advertising it to me. Also, it might even be rude to say, because they're probably trying their best in the VFX department, but I watched a 20-second clip of a trailer that was tweeted to me on Twitter. Where else would it be tweeted? But I saw just a little 20-second clip of a trailer for Little Mermaid, and I laughed because I thought it was a parody. I thought it was like a joke that somebody had thrown together, like as a fake trailer, and then I realized very quickly that it wasn't a fake trailer, and that made me laugh a bit more. Like, it looked so fucking terrible. Oh no. Is that a grenade? Fucking hell. Is that... Oh! Oh, it's a smoke grenade for, like, an airdrop. Oh, lovely. Are you starting, Dave? The fucking fish, that was what made me... Well, what made me laugh was the crab opening its mouth. It was Sebastian, I think, is a Jamaican crab. Thank you. The Sebastian, the crab is like a Jamaican boy, and he sings Under the Sea, I think, in the original. He opened his mouth, and it looked like that movie A Talking Cat, where they had just photoshopped like a black triangle flashing open and closed for a mouth, and it looked so shit that I laughed quite a lot, and I thought it was fake. I've been to auditions as an extra in London, not for Aladdin, and 1,500 people showed up to what was supposed to be maybe 200 people. My God. Now, by the way, this might mean everybody comes and tries to kill me, so I should watch out a little bit. Maybe make a spear, just in case. It's not like a spear is going to help massively, but give me something. Right, I need stone. Where's the stone? Wood's fine, but I need stone more. I have never really acted in anything. I was an extra in a student film I made, and that was because nobody else showed up, so I had to be in it, and I was very annoyed. I do not like being on camera. I don't like seeing myself or thinking about myself having a physical form. I really genuinely hate it. Like, I don't like having photos taken of me. I really don't like having photos taken of me. I don't like seeing my reflection. I don't like images of me existing. So I do not want to be an actor. That sounds... Oh, it's a fucking wolf! That sounds horrible. Egg. I was an extra in World War Z? Really? Am I even getting anything from this? No, that just disposed of the body. I was scared civilian 371. Surprised they didn't just... Maybe it was slightly early enough that they didn't have to CG lots of people. Because normally what they do... It was very noticeable in something like Rings of Power recently, where they got like 4 extras and then CG'd them and just copy-pasted them across all the scenes. And sometimes that can work quite well. In Rings of Power, it was unbelievably awkward looking. But, you know, sometimes it works well. Did you get paid? I think you have to get paid if you're an extra, right? Although sometimes it depends if it's a union gig or not. Like sometimes they just give you t-shirts or merch, right? Only because of COVID, though. Yes, because Rings of Power was filmed at least partially during COVID, right? I don't think filming not outside of COVID would have saved that show, because it was shit in virtually everywhere. If you have no lines, you don't need to get paid. I know if you have lines, they do need to pay you scale, right? I don't know about extras, basically. I don't know what the rules are. Got like £400 in food for a couple of very long days' work. That's very nice. That's really good. Dreya, the industry is so bad. Oh, I'm aware. Don't worry. There's a reason people are striking right now. I know that's not in England, but, you know, same thing, right? Right, let's go in here. Get some more stuff. Let's get the roof up. Lovely. Okay, we have a stone base. That's all right? Maybe that's something for now. You need to be in equity, which allows you to make a set amount of money, so it's a catch-22. You'll be shocked to discover I'm not in equity. Or I don't even, is there an Irish version of equity, or do we just use equity? I actually don't know. I don't know how it works for Irish actors. Not allows, requires. Rings of Get in the Bin. I really disliked Rings of Power. There were a couple of moments I liked. I thought a couple of moments were good. In general, though, I would be happy if that were cancelled. I thought it was really quite terrible. It was such a disappointment. I wasn't expecting anything either. I wasn't like, oh, this is going to be great. I knew it was going to be bad, and it still did not live up to expectations. My local equity had a secret meeting about me because I was trying to get local actors paid money. Cancelled and erased from history. Yeah. It's among the worst Lord of the Rings things, which is hard considering fucking the Hobbit movies exist. I almost said the prequels, which is technically true, but that's usually Star Wars. God, is anything in Lord of the Rings worse than Star Wars prequels? God, I don't know. That's honestly, is Rings of Power at the level of the Star Wars prequels? Oh, it's approaching it, but I don't know if it's quite that bad. Although there were moments in Rings of Power that did make me laugh out loud, and it wasn't intended to. When definitely not Gandalf stood up and went, "I'm good." That made me fucking... I had a stitch. I laughed so hard. The prequels are fucking horrendous. As I'm thinking about it, Phantom Menace is one of the worst movies ever made. Like, I sincerely think it is like a cinematic crime that those are made. They are fucking horrible. Even the one that people like the third one, I think it is unwatchable. I hate that movie. It's the best of the three, but it's not good. But then none of the Star Wars movies are good. Episode 5 is good. The rest of them are bad. But Phantom Menace is particularly terrible and quite racist. Star Wars in general can be a bit racist. Phantom Menace is quite racist. Quite anti-Semitic, quite racist. Jar Jar Binks existing should get George Lucas put in some sort of list. Like, my God. Guilt would require me being guilty of something. Like, my God. Like, Watto with his fucking space yarmulke. Like, real bad. I don't understand. The Force doesn't work on me. I only understand money. I've watched them several times because I think they're hilarious. But that's the difference, really, is that I think they're more entertaining than... Oh yeah, the Japanese traders. Oh God, I forgot about them. The prequels can be entertaining if you watch them with a friend and just make fun of them. Like, I watched them with Emma and was like, this is horrific. Oh, I'm worried about somebody finding me now. Oh good, some armor. Some proper clothes, a gun, that's fucking useful, amazing. Okay, not the best one in the world, but pretty good. We have a gun now. Dreya's hilarious racist tropes. Like, they're so bad. But the Hobbit movies, like, I couldn't imagine watching them for fun. Go nade some bears, shocking airdrop. I can imagine watching them as entertainment, even ironically. Yes, the trade leaders with the Asian accents. Yeah, those honestly might be so racist they go beyond being ridiculous and become genuinely uncomfortable again. Like, some of them are a bit like the Cadbury tour, like I mentioned earlier. How some of that was so racist that it became funny. I think that might go beyond that even, and go back over being funny and back to bad. What's in this box? A ruddy gun. I guess we should make a chest. Oh, I need to kill an animal. Let's go kill some animals. Let's go out and shoot some stuff, I suppose. Nah, it's all bad, Dreya. I know it's all bad, but like, you can mock some of it and like all join in laughing at how terrible it is. Like the Cadbury boy talking about hiring a costumed Chinaman. Like, that's so unbelievably bad that you can all look at each other and go, ha ha ha. And then sometimes it goes even further and goes back around. I don't know if that's how it works. Maybe some people were laughing unironically. Oh, fuck me, it's a safe zone or whatever. This gun has a 3-bullet burst. I will keep it in mind. Where's a bear? I need to find a bear so I can beat the shit out of it or something. Also, make me some trousers. Nah, I don't need pants. I'm imagining you as the Milky Bar kid. I don't 100% know what that is. I know what a Milky Bar is. We have Milky Bars, but I think that might have been a very British thing. The ads featuring the Milky Bar kid. Like a sort of famous icon of British culture. I think it's like a blonde cowboy child. Is that what the Milky Bar kid is? Just Google it. I will in a second then, after I chop down this tree. Oh, fucker. Actually, we need this. There we go. Did I kill the second one? I don't think I did, but we killed this one. Let's chop them up. What's the flesh gather on this? 10. 5. Okay, we'll use this one. Can I make a bone knife? How do you make a bone knife? Bone. A bone knife is 30 bone. We'll make that in a second. Because I think that's better at gathering flesh. Now that's hunting. Hunting with an auto pistol as America likes it. Is the bone knife better at flesh gather? No, not really. Never mind then. I did some extra work once for a TV show set in fictional Yorkshire town. I met the kid who was playing the Milky Bar kid at the time. What a bellend, completely full of himself. How? Is it that big a deal to be the Milky Bar kid that you'd be able to be full of yourself? I thought it was literally just like you go and you're like, you dress as a cowboy and you're slightly Aryan looking and you talk about shit chocolate. Like, Milky Bars are disgusting, right? Does anybody like Milky Bars? Precisely what I thought. Like, Milky Bars, if you don't have Milky Bars, they're like an English chocolate. Are they Nestle? They might not be English. Milky Bar. They're just like really shit, cheap, sugary white chocolate. Love Milky Bars. Called Galac in continental Europe and Latin America. Weird. Yeah, this stuff. It's pretty gross. They are lush. They're so disgusting. No Nestle chocolate was ever good. Like, I haven't eaten Nestle chocolate in years, but they're always shit. Like, I can't think of a single Nestle chocolate bar that is nice, even in terms of other chocolate. Like Cadbury's. Of the chocolate, Cadbury's pretty high tier. At least it was. Nestle stuff like Yorkie, Kit Kat, Milky Bar, they're really shit. They're awful chocolate. Milky Bar Kid. Yeah, here we go. You just get like a slightly... like an Aryan nerd. You get an Aryan nerd, and then you get him to hold up a bar of chocolate and go, I'm the Milky Bar kid, in it. And then that's it, I think. The British candy connoisseur. Fact Friday about the Milky Bar kid. What? What? More to discover with the Jetpack app? What the fuck are you talking about? Visit this page. Give me some facts about the Milky Bar Kid. Did you know that the Milky Bar Kid made his UK television debut in 1961? The Kid Cowboy-inspired character was created for Nestle's white chocolate bar, Milky Bar, launched in 1936. Often sporting round glasses, big white hat, and blonde hair, there were 10 Milky Bar Kids that starred in over 5 decades of TV ads. 5 decades, my God. Starting with the original ad.
It's the Milky Bar Kid.
The Milky Bar Kid is strong and tough, and only the best is good enough. The creamiest milk, the whitest bar, the good taste that's in Milky Bar.
The Milky Bars are on me.
Oh, that's the line. The Milky Bars are on me. That sounds like my mum. I'm offended. We need this voice as a 10-minute redeem. It's my sort of like a irritating child presenter voice, I guess. Ooh, a thing. Right, we need more stone because I want to expand the base a little bit. Just get it, you know, built up a little. We need some metal as well, so we need some more animal fat. Although, do we? How much animal fat do I need to build a furnace? Hang on. Furnace needs 50 low-grade fuel. A bit more. Jesus. Kid never even offered me a Milky Bar. It was bullshit. I would turn down a Milky Bar. Even if it was offered to me by a Milky Bar child, I would go, no, thank you. That sounds bad. It's an off-putting name in general. It's like, it really struck me when we were on the Cadbury tour how much milk is in a fucking bar of chocolate. Like the whole a glass and a half full of milk in every Dairy Milk bar. Fuck me, that's a lot of milk. Imagine if you just drank a glass and a half of milk. How fucking heavy that would be in your stomach. Ugh. What if you were offered a Milky Bar by a thick moth gilf? Depends on where the milk was from. Not fussed by boobs turns down a Milky Bar, for fuck's sake. Well, maybe that's why. Maybe I'm just not into the milkers. Not about a Milky Bar milf. I'm the Milky Bar milf. The Milkies are on me. A Milfy Bar. There's not any chocolate icons or like mascots that are MILFs, right? Like, I wouldn't count the Caramel Bunny. I know a lot of people want to fuck the Caramel Bunny, and it was made very clear that that was intentional at the Cadbury tour, because every time she showed up, she was like standing 5 feet above you going, oh, hello, darling. And I was like, I'm not into this, to be honest. How not the bunny? I'm just not into the bunnies. It's like when people say Lopunny from Pokemon is hot. I just fundamentally don't understand it. Or Lola Bunny. Don't get that either. Milfy Bar, 100% sold. That was the Caramel Mothman. It would be different. Ugh. Also, caramel is disgusting, so I don't know if anything could make me eat caramel. I think caramel's vile. All right, let's get this stone and then get some more fat and then we can log out. How do you feel about Jessica Rabbit? People always bring up Jessica Rabbit, forgetting that Jessica Rabbit is a human being. I feel like people are fundamentally misremembering that movie. Like, Jessica Rabbit's a human, yeah? Hello.
You.
Fine. Here.
Thank you.
Love. Emma wanted her laptop. Like, I wouldn't fuck the Roger Rabbit character. I think that would be gross. I think he's ugly. Jessica Rabbit I'm not really into either. Like, even as a human, which is the hottest of all the animals, I don't think Jessica Rabbit's that hot. Maybe too exaggerated or something. I find her a bit annoying. I've never really been into the femme fatale thing, I think, that she's parodying. Sounds like a cursed euphemism. I wouldn't fuck any rabbit. I'm the same. There is not a... As I was saying it, I remember Judy Hopps. Maybe. It's on the borderline, but maybe. Wouldn't be my first choice, though. Lovely relationship where you can be talking about fucking Cartoon Rabbit and not have to explain something to your partner. I'm done with you. It's the cop thing that would put me off, I think. Oh, good, a wolf. Shoot that. There we go. More flesh, please. Sorry, I'm done with you. Yeah, in general, I don't think there's a cartoon rabbit I find sexy. And Mikey, you can't talk. I've heard you talk about Lopunny from Pokemon. And again, fundamentally don't understand that. I don't think I could handle the fur or the poor hygiene. Judy Hopps looked clean. It annoys me because it's such a boomer cliche, but Devo into the femme fatale thing. I'm just not into Jessica Rabbit. I like that movie a lot, but I'm not into that character. In that way, at least. I don't think I could handle... I know what you mean, though, Lisa. I don't think I could handle the fur. I've shared Lopunny maybe 3 times. I don't think I could handle the fur. I think it would just be like a gross texture. Although maybe it would be nice. I understand the scalies more. Like I kind of understand the scalies a little bit. I don't understand the furries really. I'm not frightened of the furries. I'm welcoming to the furries, but you know, I mean, what I'm about to say is a little bit gross even for me, but I feel like a scaly like stomach or something would be an easily wiped down surface. Whereas if you were to have sex with a rabbit, it would probably just mat the fur. What about the ponies? I've never been into the ponies either. Yes, exactly. Exactly what I was saying, Lisa. We are together on this. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's true, though. You could easily clean scales. You could get a baby wipe and just wipe down and nice and clean then. But you'd have to fucking take a bath. Yeah, you'd have to get into a shower every time. Showers will clean all fur? Lisa, no. Right, let's head back. We still can't make a fucking thing. We need even more fat. God damn it. I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna go back out and hunt more wolves. I want to get a fucking furnace going before we log out. You'd have a sensual shower together. I don't know if I get that whole thing, to be honest. If I'm in a shower, I want to get very clean and then leave. I don't really like spending that much time in the shower. Just thinking of the consequences. Exactly. Like, depending on what you're doing, you're going to get... That fur is going to be ruined. Maybe if you shaved the rabbit. But you wouldn't need to shave a lizard. Like, again, that sexy Victorian lizard lesbian from Doctor Who. That's what I always go back to in terms of scaly representation. Because that's probably the biggest one. It's either that or Argonians in Skyrim. But, well, that seems like it would be fairly easy.
Hello.
Hello, Emma.
Hello.
Why?
I want to ask you something.
Why?
Please, King.
Fine, I'm muting. I'm back. Emma introducing a rabbit into the relationship. Ban. Dreya's read every volume of The Lusty Argonian Mage. There's only like 2. There's only like 2 volumes, I've checked. I've said this before. It's exactly the same argument I had about Elder Scrolls. Is that there is no world in which I would have sex with a Khajiit, but Argonians, I could be persuaded. Like, you know, it would. I could see it happening, maybe in an alternate dimension. But something about the fur, I don't get it. I don't want to like have whiskers involved in anything. I don't get it. You'd know. I don't think they've written much more of the saga of the Lusty Argonian Maid. Checked and read. I mean, they're very short. And they're not very explicit, to be honest. James Joyce's fart letters are way more explicit than the Lusty Argonian Maid. Does it make you furious? Oh, I wonder if there's furry Rule 34 of the Fast and Furious movies. There's got to be. I've never seen one of those movies, but there has to be. Paul Walker as a cat. The fart letters, oof. Everyone loves the fart letters. Don't deny yourselves. Right, can I find the... No, that's not the thing. Where did I put the light source? Because I've gotten rid of my torch, I think. Ah, okay, there's the door. It should be like right here. Yep, there we go. Turn on. I can see. Yippee. That is hilarious. Play your dumb little game. Not the fart letter, anything but that. I'm surprised that people are so anti the fart letter. I think they're... I'll say it. I think they're endearing. I think they're kind of charming. Literally finally got Lewis to make less fart references after he read the fart letters. I think it's kind of charming. I think it's genuinely kind of wholesome and nice that they found each other. Because again, that's something you can only figure out after you're already with somebody, especially in that time. That was the 1920s, wasn't it? Like, imagine being in the 1920s and having like a really heavy fart kink. Like, you can only get hard if you have somebody fart on you or something. Like, and they were both equally into it because they sent letters back and forth. You'd never... It would be luck of the draw. It's like, oh, I fell in love with somebody and she also happens to have this hyper-specific kink that I have. That's so nice. That's so lucky for them. Tough times, exactly. There was no internet for you to, like... I guess maybe on a message board under a bridge you could write, like, I like farts, please help me or something. But, like, that's... Yeah. I think it's quite nice, genuinely. I think it's endearing that they found each other. So I don't get why people are horrified. Tough times. I've talked about that before. Like, imagine having like a hyper-specific fetish in like the medieval era. I guess you mightn't ever find out that you have it. Because how did James Joyce figure out that he liked farts? I guess they're kind of more present than like, I don't know, being whipped or something, right? Like, do you think somebody like farted next to him or accidentally farted during sex and he was like, this is all I can do now? This is what I am into now? But that's kind of a curse to find out, because like, if you're in the 1920s or if you're in the 16th century even or something like that, and you figure out somehow that that's what you're into, you're fucked. Like, that's going to be so hard to fulfill. You're going to have to do it either secretly or just hope Hope against hope. I think people were just unhappy or fucked up because they were scared of their thoughts. Yeah, it's like I've been reading a book about 14th century monks recently by Umberto Eco, and it is a lot of being terrified of sex. Like a lot of being absolutely fucking terrified of sex. A young monk boy has sex for the first time and just has a mental breakdown because of it. I'm sorry I couldn't help myself. What was... For what? I'm happy for them that they had the same kink and had fun or whatever, but reading it is cursed. That's fair. I mean, they weren't intended for public consumption. Oh no, MLRS? No. Am I about to be killed? Good night, I've reached my limit. Good night, everybody. Once I finally get a fucking base together, I'm signing out. Yes. How long does it take for a missile to get here? I should probably vacate the house if that's the case. Hang on. Let me quickly run away. I don't see any missiles. Oh, earlier. Fantastic. Good. That was you then. Let me go here, put all my stuff back. There we go. And then missiles come in. I mean, that was fairly devastating, so... Good. But is it nearly daytime? What time is it? I think if I tab and click that, it'll show me the time. It's 1 a.m. Fuck me, so it's going to be dark for a while. I need it to be bright so I can see the wolves I'm shooting. SM, WLTM, SF with GSOH and or FF. I have literally no idea what has been sent. Again, occasionally you'll get messages that feel like they're activating a Russian sleeper agent. Like somebody has just blinked 3 times and then gone off to kill Michael D. Higgins. I don't know what was typed. Totally ruined the stream. We're all very annoyed. Ooh, there's some red lasery things over there. Single male would like to meet single female with good sense of humor and raging fart fetish. This can't be something that exists, right? Is this for like a personal ads? Is that like a personal ad thing? I've never used a personal ad. I've never really dated. I don't know if that's still a thing. Is that like ASL but for old people? ASL is for old people. But is that for like really old people? You paid by the letter, so you had to use abbreviations. Like I've never typed ASL. That's age, sex, location, I think, on like ancient chat rooms. I mean, literally, Emma asked me out through email, and that is the only dating I have ever done. I am very bad at this. You paid by letter or line. Lots of folks into farts, I think. It's like feet. A lot more people are into feet than you'd imagine. 18F Kelly. I assume most of that was responded to with lies, right? Like, it was always the joke when I was a kid that if you met somebody online, they were always 45 years old, a trucker, and a murderer. So I imagine that was a lot of that going on. But yeah, imagine it's like feet, where lots of people are into feet. It just doesn't come up very often because they're ashamed, as they should be. The one kink I will shame. But it's probably like that. Although I don't know, maybe it's because farts are fairly common. They might be easy to get into, but I can't imagine it's particularly common because they're not pleasant. I used that in chat rooms. What, ASL? I don't know if I've ever really used chat rooms. Like, what were chat... Like, I'll be totally honest with you. I know what AOL is, and I know what, like, AIM, and I know what MSN Messenger, or Microsoft Messenger, or whatever it's called. I know what those are, but not really. I don't really know what were they like a specific client that you downloaded, like Discord? And then it was just... Like, how did you find people to chat to in those places? Was it like servers, like Discord? I genuinely don't 100% know what they were. Yes, so it was like servers. So there would be like a... Would it be like a server for your town or your country or something? That seems like there would be way too many people involved to keep track. It was like WhatsApp on desktop. Oh! So you went through email address. So you'd be... I mean, I have WhatsApp on my desktop because I'm ancient. I use WhatsApp on my desktop a lot. MSN was email. So you'd be able to find somebody's email and message them. That's very strange to me. Had someone ask in a DBD lobby for my fangs feet, and scarily were not turned off when I said they smelled like parmesan. That is a horrible, horrible phrase that has just been typed. Horrific. Yeah, the feet thing. I mean, feet are just not... They're just sort of there, right? Like, what's sexy about a foot? It's sort of there. It's like an elbow. It's like being really into elbows. Although I've only recently discovered there's people who are really into armpits. Like armpit licking is a thing. I didn't know that. I saw that on Twitter recently. Wasn't aware. That's equally weird, I will say. Armpit and elbow pit. Oh, it's intimate. You see lots of bare feet if you go to the beach or something. It's not like they're hidden away like they're Victorian eras. Anything is a thing. I guess that's true. I was surprised it was so widely spread, the foot fetish thing. Like, apparently it's the most common fetish or kink. Well, again, I think kink I would describe as something a bit more minor, whereas fetish is like, unless I see a foot, I can't climax or something. Some folks seem to love their partner's smelliness, like armpits. Oh, I try so hard not to kink shame, but sometimes it slips out. Like they would if they see an armpit. If you can think it, it's a kink. Right, let's go hunt a deer. We have enough bullets. I want to go fight a deer or something. Make a furnace and then we can log out, right? I don't know if I'm going to be live tomorrow. I might try and be live tomorrow because I wasn't live yesterday. You know, we'll see. I might be busy. If you can think it, you can kink it. It's like when I showed Emma Vor for the first time. Emma was so baffled by Vor. But Vor, it's so out there that I almost kind of admire it. Like, it's so... You're never going to be able to fulfill Vor. Like, you're never going to be swallowed by a giant lady or anything. What's Vor? Like, you're never going to be... I watched someone play a game that had Vor in it at the weekend. Oh, really? What's a Vor game? And thought of you. I don't want to know what that is. Oh no, Harrowfuck. Vor is... It's not as bad as people make out with their reactions. Vor is being swallowed or eaten by a giant person, or maybe being shrunk down sometimes and being swallowed or eaten. It's on YouTube. You can find like 3D renders, which are very unpleasant, of like Hatsune Miku shrinks you down and then swallows you and you get dissolved. And it's like lots of photos of, not photos, but like artist renditions of like anime characters with big bellies and like a handprint coming out of them and stuff like that as you get dissolved. But that you're never going to be able to actually do that unless you're very rich and you build some sort of elaborate Vor hole. Like if you're like a vorophile or whatever they're called, and you like build a room that is a replica of an esophagus and a stomach and have just like anime noises pumped into it through speakers. But other than that, you're never going to actually be able to, you know, get that. People used to think BDSM was deviant. I know, it's so quaint. Attack on Titan. Yes, Attack on Titan, I'm convinced, was made by people with a Vor fetish. I'm positive of it. You know, in the same way that when you watch a Tarantino movie, you can tell just instantly that he has a foot fetish. You're like, man, that's a guy who loves feet. They're in every fucking phrase. They're in every scene, I mean. It's like that with Attack on Titan. Lots of Vor in that. You put too much thought into this. Is this a confession? Well, I remember I saw a guy on Twitter who was like a tech millionaire, and he's made his entire house into a shrine for a specific body pillow thing he has. And I was like, that's the only way you'll be able to expand on a lot of these fetishes, I think, if you're that rich. Game is called Fear and Hunger. Of course it is. Not safe for streaming, nudity and stuff. So it's like a full-on Vor game. where you're like probably running from a voress. Is that what you call it when you the person who vores? The vorer and the voree, I suppose. Oh, I don't really like thinking about this too much. The vorstress? There's just some voring going along with many other things. Okay. So it's just light vor. It's like when you read the back of a rating on a DVD and it's like scenes of light vor that some people may find offensive. I wonder if, you know, there's that website, Does the Dog Die? Hang on, there's a deer. Come closer. Fucker. There we go. PG-13 may contain scenes of vor. What was I even saying? I can't even remember what I was saying just then. Something about vor. It's a horror RPG. Character gets killed and eaten and you have to escape. Okay. Ori 8 kind of has vor with the baby. I barely remember this. When I think of Ori 8, I mainly think of Lady D, I'll be honest, for obvious reasons. I said this on... Was it Discord? I can't remember if I said this on Discord or my actual life or stream, but when I was in Birmingham, we were there to watch the Eurovision, and one of the Eurovision hosts was an extremely tall woman. And the people in the room, as we were watching the Eurovision in Birmingham, were basically just constantly going, my God, she's so tall. Over and over again, right? And also I was going through airports. And so I had a dream, like a semi-nightmare, I would say, where I was taken aside by airport security and an extremely tall older woman yelled at me for like 2 hours. And I woke up and thought, that's too on the nose. I actually rolled my eyes at my own dream. I was like, that's too obvious and too on the nose. Bad me. A treat for amputee fetishists is thrown in there. That's a thing, isn't there? There's an anime game. There's an anime game. What's it called? Oh, it's some anime visual novel game where all of the characters are amputees. I can't remember what it's called. I think it might have been made by a 4chaner. This is an anime game? Of course it would be. Lecturing his subconscious into having better dreams. Well, it was like a hacky screenwriter wrote it. I was like, that's too obvious. Do better. But there, it's not Hatoful Boyfriend. That's the one where you fuck pigeons. Which I do genuinely enjoy. That's a great game. Is it called like... I think it's kind of lewd. I've never played it, but I remember seeing screenshots of it. 1 second. VN game where you sleep with amputees. No, not coming up. Okay, fair enough. That pigeon dating game where you're the only human, I like that. Hatoful Boyfriend is a good game. Wait, I think it might be called Katawa something. Katawa Shouju. It's auto-completed. Katawa Shouju. This is the game. A Bishoujo, no idea what that word means. Visual novel by Four Leaf Studios that tells the story of a young man and 5 young women living with varying disabilities. Game uses the traditional text and sprite-based visual novel model. I don't think it's meant to be very good. There we go, we're back. You can't get more pretentious art film person than walking up and going, oh, so cliche. Bishouju means pretty girl. It refers to the style. Is there visual novels that aren't about pretty girls? I guess the gay ones. Maybe. I don't know. Like Dream Daddy probably wouldn't be described as that. Although some of those dads were very pretty. Oh, it's auto-completed. Give me an animal. I'm getting virtually no fucking fat. You don't have enough places to craft? Yes, I do. What the fuck are you talking about? I have this here. There we go. 28. Fuck me. I need a better thing to gather this flesh. Because the deers are not producing nearly enough fat. I may have to log off. I have other stuff to do today. I don't know anything about visual novels. Have I played any visual novels? Oh, I played Doki Doki Literature Club. That was kind of fun. That's an okay game, right? I've played like joke ones for the stream, like Dream Daddy. Although Dream Daddy I ended up quite enjoying, I'll be honest. Beacon Pines is sort of a visual novel. Yeah, but can I actually say I've played that, considering I hated it so much I binned it? Because fuck me, that game can fuck right off. Hated that. Look, if you're 12, you'll enjoy Beacon Pines. Dream Daddy. It's a good song. Oh, there we go, Wolf. Give me your fat, Wolf, please. Can I make... you know what? I'm going to get a bone knife. That must be better at getting fat. It must be. Give me some... I think I can just make it here. Bone knife. There we go. Put that there. I don't really like visual novels, but Dream Daddy was fantastic. I'm kind of the same. They don't really appeal to me in general. But that one was pretty good. Animal fat plus 10. That's good enough. Come on, more. More animal fat. For the fuck's sake, just give me some fucking animal fat. 40 out of 50. One more wolf and I'll be done. Can I get Rome raided wood door or airlock? Well, it's not really my fault. I got absolutely destroyed both bases recently. Come back here. I'm gonna shoot you in the head. Where are you? Ah, never mind. He's ran into a safe zone like a little coward. Coward. Bone knife is best, yes. I like how you typed bone knife like an Australian. Bone knife. Come on, deers live in the woods, right? Unless I've hunted them all. Give me a deer, give me a boar, give me a bear at this point. That would be nice. Come on. Animals. Something fluffy that I can kill. The O and the I are next to each other on the keyboard. They are. I genuinely wouldn't have known that without looking at the keyboard. Animals at all? Any animals? I'm just gonna walk in a straight line. That's not a knife. I haven't seen Crocodile Dundee since I was a kid. I remember kind of enjoying it, but I remember virtually nothing about the plot. I've heard the sequels are not good. You were building your previous nest to the carcass of a massive compound. Look, I'm not smart. I don't really look around before I build things. And it's Paul Hogan is the guy who's Crocodile Dundee. Hasn't he said stuff about cancel culture and stuff recently, maybe? Is he like an embarrassing Australian icon? There we go, deers. Right, fucking chase down this deer, shoot him in the fucking head. There we go. This should be enough. Hopefully. No fat, so okay, that's 10 fat. That might be enough. Who? Is it Paul Hogan? Is that Crocodile Dundee? I think that's Crocodile Dundee. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Again, I watched it when I was, I'm gonna say 12 was when I watched Crocodile Dundee, and never since, because let's be honest, it doesn't seem like an essential viewing experience. You can say it about anyone and chances are good it's true. It's like I see so many people bigging up Henry Cavill as like a nerd icon on Twitter, and I always remember his fucking weird comments about women and fucking cancel culture and Me Too. I'm like, really? This is the guy you choose to like? This guy, the fucking PC Master Race nerd? Hulk Hogan looks like a used condom full of beef. I wonder if they have any relation to each other. I don't think Hulk Hogan is his real name, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I think his name is like Terry something or other. I don't know why Hulk Hogan was the name he chose. Hulk, yeah, but Hogan? Hogan's like a fairly dirt common Irish surname. Please let me in. Where's my door? I can't remember. There we go. Right, let's build a thing. We need stone. We probably need wood as well. Fantastic. We actually have a fucking furnace. Yippee. Put that here. We can make some metal. Put that in. Put like a decent amount of wood in, probably. There we go. We're basically done, I think. That will do for now, maybe. If I can, what I will do is build an airlock. Like, just very, very, very quickly. Give me some of these. Give me these. Just, you know, right out front. Build something. Can I put something here? I can. And then build some walls around it. And a doorway. This is not a good airlock already, but still, it's something, right? Give me another door. Come on, build door. Like that. And then upgrade everything. Upgrade things to stone. Fantastic. That'll do, I think. Give me a lock as well. Yippee! We're sort of, kind of safe for now. Not really, but kind of. Let's put some stone and stuff in there. Get everything nice and safe. I'll build a chest once the metal comes through. All things considered, not the worst disaster in the world. At least we still have our blueprints and stuff. I wonder if Paul Hogan and Hulk Hogan could swap places. You'd have a defensive Australian stereotype wrestler on one end. I mean, they're both... Oh... If given the option, I don't know that much about Paul Hogan, but given the option, I'd rather hang out with Paul Hogan than Hulk Hogan. There's less chance, I think, of racial slurs. Like, Hulk Hogan's pretty fucking nightmarish, right? Didn't he get, like, scrubbed from all the WWE stuff because he's so racist? And that's the WWE. The WWE has built its brand on blatant racism. And even they were like, Jesus, Hulk. Fucking hell. Anyway, that's where I will log out for the day. Thank you for watching. Let's see if anybody's live that I can raid. God, I have some bad stuff up on my screen right now. Celtic, Scotland team, Milky Bar Kid, fart fetishes. Let's go to Twitch. Oh, there's a new True Animal Facts out. I might watch that later. I'll see. I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow. I might be. I might be busy. We'll see, basically. You'll find out when I do. I might be busy. We'll see, basically. You'll find out when I do. I might be busy. We'll see, basically. You'll find out when I do. I wonder if I can do a round. Like I wonder if I can do a round. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Merrily, merrily, life is but a dream.
Gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Gently down the stream. Alright, let's raid something. Alright, let's raid something. Alright, let's raid something. There we go. Bye, everybody. Sorry about that. There we go. Bye, everybody. Sorry about that. There we go. Bye, everybody. Sorry about that. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.